Oh, I think by far and away the most important issue will be who can help the North Alabama economy. Because everything else we talk about, whether it's education or highways or health care, is in some ways dependent on having the funds to make them work. And you know, a lot of these other issues that people talk about are not unimportant, but when I talk to families where the mill worker has just been laid off, or the teacher I talked to recently who knows her pay is going to be reduced soon, I'm telling you, all that ideology goes by the wayside when they're worrying about how they're going to feed their children next week. So I think the economy has to be number one, and then everything else we can work on to complement that. And the response has been so positive. People who feel that no one is listening to them on the federal level, who feel that nothing is getting done on the federal level, and how much we need strong representation, but also representation that can work with people rather than insulting them in public to get things done. And that's what I intend to do to help everyone in the district. Well, I don't want to give you the impression that I think it's an easy ride to success, but I do believe that the people in North Alabama look at the person, that they look at the person's position on the issues and their commitment to listen to their problems and then go do something about it. You know, I'm proud of my grandfather being John Sparkman, not because he's famous, but two reasons. One, he was a great person, you know, to have in the family, and secondly, he always told me that he was proud of things like people who went to school on the GI Bill of Rights that he worked on, people who got small business loans from the SBA that he founded, people who got electricity through TVA that he helped get through Congress. It's all about helping people. And if you do that and you're committed to that, I believe things will work out for you. You have to be firm and you have to be persuasive, but you can't be insulting and you can't be what I would call a bomb thrower ideologically. You have to be able to know the names of the grandchildren of the chairman. You have to be able to remember something personal about the person who sits next to you on the committee. In other words, you have to form relationships just like you would in your own community, so that when you need to go to someone on the other side of the aisle for help, when your community needs something from the chairman who hardly knows where you're from, you will have the kind of relationship that you can get that kind of help from them. And that's really been the tradition. If you go back to Bud, Ronnie Flippo, Bob Jones, my grandfather, they always worked with people in Washington. They didn't necessarily agree with them 100%, but they worked with them. And that's the kind of personality we need today, both to protect what we have in terms of jobs and funding and to bring more in for the future. There's no reason we can't do it if we have the right person representing us. Well, I can tell you that, first of all, I've practiced law for 30 years where I worked with people, I discussed and negotiated. I've worked with a lot of people who were in financial trouble and helped them find solutions to their problems. And my campaign is going to be built on going out and talking to people. The most surprising thing to me since I've been in this for basically a week is when I go talk to the probate judge in Jackson County or I go talk to the sheriff in Limestone County, I am virtually the only person who has come to see them about congressional issues. And I can't imagine running a campaign any other way than connecting with people, not only the elected officials, but the elected officials, the party officials, and everybody individually who has an interest in their future. So you will see me traveling around the district, not just for media events, but for opportunities to talk to people and listen to them. And if their problems are things that I can help with them in Congress, then I will know when I go to Washington exactly where my first priorities need to be.